Hello, everyone. I wanted to talk about online dating, the world of online dating, and more so talk about the cons more than the pros of online dating. And I have had multiple accounts like throughout the years. I've been on Plenty of Fish, blackpeoplemeet.com. Shoot, I can't even remember what else I've tried to be on, but majority of the time I've been on Plenty of Fish. And it has not been successful for me, and I know there's a lot of women that can attest to not being successful on those websites. And I'm not knocking anybody for being on online dating websites because everybody wants somebody, no matter how much they be like, oh, I don't want to get married, I don't want to do this. There's somebody for everybody, and everybody, there's a lot of people that want to settle down, or they want a relationship, or they want a life partner, or whatever it may be. And going to online dating is a way of trying to fulfill that need. And so I'm not knocking anybody for doing it because there's so many people that, well, there are people, excuse me, that find relationships off of online dating sites and they have been together for years. But there are also there's also the bad aspect of online dating where you can put 100 people in a room and you'll get plenty of horror stories from online dating. I mean, you can even have horror stories from meeting someone in the natural or just meeting somebody from just out in public. Like, it can happen, but online dating is something different about it, right? It's technology based. It's a way of hiding behind a keyboard and creating this life, creating this profile, creating this person that is not reflective of who you see in person. That is the only, or that's the biggest aspect. That's what sets apart meeting somebody naturally and opposed to meeting somebody online. So I can be anybody. I can be Vanessa Turner from Minnesota who has no kids. I'm 5'4". I'm a brown skinned woman, love traveling, soccer, tennis, knitting. I could have long black hair and been out of the country a couple times. Like, I can create this profile and I can lure men into wanting to be with me and do everything possible to pitch myself as Vanessa or whoever I want to be. But that's so fake. That's so false. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not being my 100% self. And that's the first aspect that when I talk about the profile that you are not, the person that you are not. And I felt like so many times when I was creating these profiles and getting online, every time it was out of frustration or desperation, in the sense where, like, I created this profile and I'm like, this is me and this is my height and this is what I am and this is what I like to do. Come view me, come see me, so we can see if we share those same values, share the same hobbies. Do we want the same things? And I was never really hiding behind a keyboard trying to create this person like this is who I was. However, I was always wondering, is this person really who they portray themselves to be in terms of, like, looking for a man? Because I would see the profiles of men and, some of those profiles were fake now because I would see profiles of, like, popular guys from on social media. I'm like, this is not you. This is not you. Or I would see like a meme or something like that, and they'd be still trying to pursue me, and I'm like, this is not you. This is your burner page, or this is your fake page. Or I would see a profile of a guy and, maybe have met him in person or see him in person eventually, and he's not really what his pictures are. Or, he says that he wants to be married. He says he wants a relationship. He says he wants all of these wonderful things and he's looking for a wife and he puts these beautiful poems down. But are you really looking for those things? Are you really that profile? Are you really reflective of that profile? And I'm speaking for men, and I'm also speaking for ladies too. Ladies, are we really portraying ourselves, you know, are we really what we say our profile is? Are we really putting up to date photos? Are we, posting ourselves without makeup? Like, are we doing these things? Like, are we really into this whole online dating thing, which I really don't support anymore? Like, are we putting our true selves out there, or are we just painting this picture for people to fall in love with? And somebody that's imaginary, like an imaginary person, like somebody that does not exist. Like, are you that person? So we're scamming the world trying to get something. We want something. We want sex. We want friendship. We want to scam. We want to use people. We want money. Like, this is what we're doing. And I really have to ask myself, am I being true to myself by putting up this profile? And I'm trying to do everything to the T, but am I being really true to myself and putting this profile out there? I'm not trying to scam anybody. I never want any money or like aiming for sex. But like, wow, in a quest and on a journey to becoming the woman that I want to be, because I'm still not there. If I'm putting myself out there to get let down, how am I going to grow and develop as a woman? If a man is out to get me or get all these other women out here, and I'm putting myself out there, I could put myself in a predicament where I've clicked on this profile and I'm interacting with this man who is portraying himself to be this person, and he's really not that person, and he has some sort of disease, or he has baggage, or he has a warrant, or he has things that have damaged him or hurt him or has him in a bad space, and now I'm in a predicament where I'm tied into it too. But I fell in love with this beautiful profile, this person, and this wasn't it. So we're scamming, we're lying. Are we being honest with ourselves when it comes to our profiles? Another thing I want to mention is that, and I hate to say this, y'all, but I mentioned earlier about putting what you want. And like, do you want to be married? Do you want a relationship? Do you want just sex? Do you want, like, what do you want? Do you want to be friends? Like, when I'm going to say it again, when men put that down, I believe that that's not true. I believe a majority of men want sex. And there are some men, but not a lot, that do want a relationship. But a majority of men want sex on Plenty of Fish. Ladies, I suggest not looking at that status at all. I believe there are a majority of women that really want a relationship. And there are some women that are tied up in a case, like on the other side of things. Like, there are some few, like some are like a few women that are tied up in this whole thing of like, okay, wanting a threesome with their man, or they just want to have sex too. So everything is flipped here. A majority of men want sex. Some men want a relationship. Majority of women want a relationship and more. And then there's some women that's, again, tied up in the whole, let's have a threesome, baby, or want sex as well. And that's another thing. I don't want to subject myself, or I don't want to put myself out there to be, I don't want to put myself out there where my mind is tied up and I'm being duped or I'm being lied to in order to have sex. Because honestly, again, I've been on online dating sites and I've had sex with some of these guys, and it's not safe. It's not safe. We don't know what these men have. You can get tied up with somebody and they have HIV or AIDS. I just listened to a video, or I watched a video on YouTube about a guy that was spreading HIV, and he was online. And it's such a scary feeling because you feel so comfortable with somebody. You're just like, okay, they're clean. This pussy looks so, so it looks so good, or his penis looks so good, not knowing what's going on inside of their body. And that's one thing we should be fearful of, ladies and gentlemen. We should be fearful of catching something. We have to really open our eyes. We really have to say to ourselves, before I create this profile, am I really ready for this? Or do I want to meet somebody in a natural? And that'll be my next topic. But again, ladies and gentlemen, we have to protect ourselves. We have to watch ourselves. And I know I'm not the only person that has had sex with somebody offline. Now, let's just be real. Somebody in locally, y'all done hit it off. Y'all done met up for a little dinner date, went to the movies, or went skating, or whatever you did. And I know y'all had sex. Let's just be completely honest with ourselves. There is no perfect people out here, but we have to watch ourselves. And I just really hope to God my mind never goes crazy. Says, you know what? I want to create an online dating profile. No. I do not want to get on online dating anymore. I want to be able to become the woman I want to be, but I can't be that if if I'm putting myself out there to be with these men that are predators. They don't want anything from me but sex. They don't want to feel easy. I want to feel stupid. I don't want to put myself out there like that anymore. And so then my next topic that I do want to discuss is meeting someone in the natural. And this is something that my mom suggested to me because I told her I was on online dating and she was so wary of it. Your parents are your guardians. They're going to want to look out for you and they want the best for you. And that is totally understandable. However, at the same time, I think it's important that we open our minds up and understand how vast this world is. And that if you're not meeting somebody during the week, the month, if you haven't met anybody for 6 months, a year, 2 years, it is okay. Because maybe you need that time to get yourself together so that when somebody comes in your life, that you are somewhat ready to take on whatever it may be. Your downtime is your preparation time. That is your time to seek yourself, to understand yourself. It seems so hard. I'm telling you, y'all. No, actually, it is hard being by yourself, going on dates by yourself, painting by yourself, reading by yourself, doing all these things by yourself, going to the store by yourself, getting your car fixed. I can go on and on about the things you may want to do with somebody else, but I'm going to let you know right now, I rather do all these things at this moment in the way I feel. I rather do all these things by myself than be caught up with somebody that is destroying my life because, again, this profile has been created and I don't know you enough. I don't know what you're trying to do in my life. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have goals, if you have a vision board and you want so much for yourself, you see yourself doing great things in the next 5 years, don't let somebody who's portraying themselves as somebody else mess that up for you. And I have a vision board and I have goals for myself. And for me to have these things and know that I want something for myself, why am I setting myself up to fail? Why am I setting myself up to fail? And again, as you take your time out to get to know yourself, understand yourself, grow as a person, you will run into that person at the grocery store or maybe at the bar, I don't know, or when you're out at a networking event or at church, you might be jogging one day. Oh gosh, be safe. Or you might just walk out of your apartment one day and see this beautiful man. You might meet somebody at the laundromat, at the gas station. Again, be safe. You might meet somebody at the weirdest of the most strangest places. You might be out on a trip across the world, in another country, in another state, in another city, and that may be your soulmate. But I'm telling you, you have to trust the process. You don't want to get with somebody and you're just like, things are just so messed up in your life. You're just like, I'm not in school like I want to be. I haven't tackled I haven't tackled my demons. Again, I haven't registered for school. I need a new bed. I need to get my hair taken care of. I need to get my body together. I need to develop a better plan. I need to become a better planner, excuse me. I need to develop a diet plan. Like, you want to do all of these things. You have a list of all these things you want to do. And during your time of preparation, during your downtime, during your time of loneliness, like, you didn't do these things because you were so set on finding somebody. And again, it's hard. Let's be realistic. It's hard. It's great to be by yourself and be happy, but it can be hard. It can be hard because you want to share these moments with somebody, and it's fine. But just know that it's better to meet someone in the natural than meeting them online. And if you do meet somebody online and it works out for you, great. Just, I want you to be safe in your journey with dealing with them, because there's so many predators out there. I think that I want to say that this whole video that I'm making was really just motivated. Excuse me, I'm getting choked up here. This video stems from a video I was watching about a guy that was spreading AIDS and HIV in his surrounding area. You know why? Because he was mad. He wanted everybody else to feel his pain. He wanted all these ladies to feel his pain. If I got it, everybody else got to get it. But why? Why do they have to feel your pain for the rest of their lives? And now their lives have been shortened because there are people that succumb to the diseases and the ailments of HIV. It turns into AIDS. They die again. They die from those ailments. They die from those diseases. They die from those disorders. And man, it's not an easy thing because that sex felt so good. Tell you, ladies and gentlemen, protect yourself. Protect yourself. Just think about these things when you're thinking about online dating or maybe going back. Are you going to create a profile that is true? Or are you going to look at the profiles of these men and think that they're true as well? Again, are you going to create a true profile? Are you going to create a genuine and authentic profile? Are these men going to have genuine and authentic profiles? Are these people out here being for real? Are you prepared to have your whole life turned upside down for a scam? Men scamming you out of money and sex and destroying you? Are you okay with meeting someone in the natural? Are you okay with yourself? Do you love yourself enough? Do you want to get back on these dating websites and destroy yourself? Meet someone in the natural. Let somebody see you. Let that energy and the love at first sight, let that happen. It is okay. So, in conclusion, please think twice before getting on these dating websites. I'm telling you, I've done it before, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I've had a lot of bad experiences, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I've never slipped up or done anything, but my intentions are not bad. I'm not out here to hurt people, but I do have horror stories. I do have stories that I could talk about. I mean, just to like change gears. I know I mentioned earlier that there are people that you will meet in the natural, or you just meet naturally, and they'll destroy your life too. Because I've had that happen. But again, the online dating, it could be a false world that I don't know if you want to get into. And if you're a true, sincere, and real person, you may not want to pursue that route. You may just want to just continue to pray. You may just want to take time to get to know yourself before you submit yourself to anybody. But just know that whoever is supposed to be in your life, they're going to come. Maybe not tomorrow, but they will come soon. But just be happy with yourself. Have your life as some sort of good stance before you feel like, okay, all right, I'm ready. Like, Please get your life together while you have that downtime. Whoever is for you is coming. There's somebody for everybody, y'all. But just again, think twice before doing online dating. And so that concludes my whole video. Thank y'all for watching. If you have any comments, please leave them below because I would love to read them. If anybody just wants to just be free and just let me know how you feel about the whole online dating scene. Has it worked for you? Has it not worked for you? Just be open here. This is a great place for discussion. All right, and you have a good day.